Anthony Giddens' Nation-State and Globalization. Anthony Giddens, a well-known sociologist, has greatly influenced how we understand the big changes happening in the world today. One of his key ideas is about the relationship between nation-states and globalization. This topic might sound complex, but let us break it down in simple terms. A nation-state is a political organization that represents a specific group of people within a defined area, like a country. Globalization, on the other hand, is the process of the world becoming more interconnected, where ideas, cultures, and economies mix and influence each other across borders. Giddens explores how these two concepts interact in the modern world and what it means for us as individuals and societies. Nation-states have been the main way humans organize politically for a long time. They are responsible for laws, protecting citizens, and managing their economies. However, globalization has introduced new challenges for these states. Think about it this way: in the past, governments mainly focused on issues within their own borders, like managing local industries or creating policies for their people. But with globalization, events and decisions in one country can have ripple effects worldwide. For example, a financial crisis in one country can affect jobs and economies in others. This creates a situation where nation-states cannot work in isolation. They need to cooperate with other countries to solve problems that cross borders. One of the most visible effects of globalization is in economics. Companies now operate on a global scale, producing goods in one country, selling them in another, and sourcing raw materials from yet another. This makes the world feel smaller and more interconnected. However, it also means that nation-states have less control over their own economies because they are influenced by global markets. Giddens points out that globalization challenges the traditional power of the nation-state by creating a system where countries are interdependent. Another significant impact of globalization is on culture. People are exposed to ideas, values, and lifestyles from all over the world. This can be exciting because it allows us to learn from different cultures, but it can also create tension. Some people worry that globalization might dilute their unique cultural identities, making the world more homogeneous. Giddens emphasizes that nation-states have a role in balancing this by preserving local cultures while engaging with global influences. Globalization has also brought issues like climate change, terrorism, and pandemics into focus. These are problems that no single nation-state can solve alone. They require collective action and international cooperation. Giddens explains that nation-states are still important in addressing these challenges, but they need to adapt to this interconnected world by working together with other countries and international organizations. Another interesting point Giddens makes is about identity. In the past, people's sense of identity was often tied to their nation-state. For example, someone might strongly identify as being from a particular country, and their values and beliefs would align with their nation's culture. But globalization has introduced new layers to identity. Now, people might see themselves as part of a global community while still feeling connected to their local culture. This shift can be empowering, but it can also create confusion or conflict when global values clash with national traditions. Giddens also highlights the role of technology in globalization. The internet and social media have made it easier than ever for people to connect across borders. Information spreads rapidly, and events happening in one part of the world are instantly known in others. This has both positive and negative effects. On the one hand, it creates opportunities for collaboration and understanding. On the other hand, it can amplify divisions and misunderstandings as people are exposed to conflicting viewpoints. Nation-states must navigate this new reality by finding ways to use technology to foster unity rather than division. Despite these challenges, Giddens does not believe that nation-states are becoming obsolete. Instead, he argues that they are evolving. Nation-states are learning to operate in a globalized world by forming alliances, creating international agreements, and participating in global organizations like the United Nations. These efforts show that while globalization changes the way nation-states function, it does not eliminate their importance. In conclusion, Giddens' ideas on nation-states and globalization help us understand the complexities of living in an interconnected world. Nation-states remain central to how we organize society, but they must adapt to the realities of globalization. This involves embracing cooperation, preserving cultural identities, and finding solutions to shared problems. Giddens encourages us to think critically about these issues and to recognize the opportunities and challenges globalization brings. If you enjoyed learning about Anthony Giddens' thoughts on nation-states and globalization and want to dive deeper into fascinating sociological concepts, do not forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Your support means a lot and helps us bring you more engaging and informative videos. Thank you for watching.